Welcome, everybody, to Crump Harris Park as the Gordonsville Tigerettes get set to take on the Stone Memorial Lady Panthers. It's the final day of the regular season for softball for both of these squads before they get started in district tournament play. My name's Jacob Vincent. That's Noah McKay. And yes, we got a new view and a new angle today. Hopefully it looks okay on the screen. We're going to try it out and see how it does today. Hey, we might even catch a home run ball from somebody down there. Stone Memorial is batting first. It'll probably be closer to a radio broadcast today. Obviously, you can't see quite as well on the video with them be a little bit further away. It is Kaylee Plumley in the circle. It's a swing and a miss from Ashley Wittenberg. And an 0-1 count to the shortstop for the Lady Panthers. And a Stone Memorial team that is 14-3 on the season. All three of their losses been close losses, and all in district play as well. Livingston Academy, DeKalb County in there, and White County. That one from Plumley misses away, and the count goes to 1-1. Of course, for the Tigerettes, 27-1. That one loss to Coffee County, they avenged that loss last Tuesday and beat them 7-0.
It's going to be a great game today. These are two teams trying to build momentum. Obviously, Gordonsville trying to maintain their momentum. And for Stone Memorial, this is a fun one because there's no pressure on you. If you can win it, my goodness, you feel great. And if you can even play tight with a team the caliber of Gordonsville, that makes you feel good into what should be a very, very stout 7 AAA tournament.
Count 1-2 to Wittenberg at the plate for the Panthers. Plumley delivers, swing and a miss, and it's a strikeout to start it off for Kaylee Plumley in the circle and the Tigerettes in the first down of the inning.
I venture to say it will not be her last, and for Gordonsville, this is an important one too because let's just call a spade a spade. They're not going to get tested. They're not going to play a non-run rule game for the next couple of weeks. So good for them to get one more test in. It's been a really good schedule. Coach Bush had to make a good one. I mean, they're about to steamroll their way to a third straight state championship. I'll call that right now. But still, they're going to get better competition later in the postseason, some tougher games, and this is a good one for them here this evening.
Plumley goes with a rise action against Camden Holbrook, who steps in for the first time. The lineup for Stone Memorial today, Ashley Wittenberg led it off. Camden Holbrook bats second. Kenzie Jackson, the freshman phenom in the Upper Cumberland, bats third. She'll be in the circle on the other side. Here's the 1-0. That goes to 2-0 now on Holbrook. On Camden Holbrook, Cadence Cox cleans it up. The UT Martin commit will be behind the plate. Brianna Looper is out in center field. Carly Overly, the third baseman. Eva Worsham is the first baseman, batting seventh. Gracie Pham out in right field, and Alexis Jackson in left. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-1 on the second baseman for the Lady Panthers, Camden Holbrook.
This is fun for us in the outfield because we don't usually get to see the pitches from this angle, and the movement on them for Kaylee Plumley is always super impressive no matter where you are in the ballpark. She has the goods early.
2-1, swung on, fouled off, and that's the big thing is the velocity for Kaylee Plumley. It's tough to catch up to when you do. When you make contact, it might go a long way, but that's a big if. And it's now 2-2 to Holbrook. We're set up above the fence out here in right center field of Crump Harris Park. There's Little League games getting ready to go behind us. Swing and a miss with the rise ball again. Back-to-back case to open it up, and 2 gone here in the top of the first.
Yeah, and that rise ball has so much lift on it for Kaylee Plumley. That swing was probably a foot underneath the softball as it came through. Really good start, 2 for 2 Ks.
This is the matchup we're here to see. Kenzie Jackson against Kaylee Plumley. Kind of the heir apparent to Kaylee Plumley in the Upper Cumberland is the word around town for Kenzie Jackson. We'll see her coming up in the circle on the other side. First pitch to her misses high, and it's 1-0. She's going to be in the low 60s when she takes the circle. And talking with Coach Bush before the game, saying this is exactly the type of team he wanted to see before they got into the postseason.
100%. And for Jackson, this is going to be her biggest test. She has not faced a lineup like this Gordonsville lineup. So we'll talk about it in the bottom half, obviously, but a very interesting game for her today.
That's a called strike, and the count evened up at 1 apiece now on Kenzie Jackson at the plate. Hey, if you're tuned in, let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Let us know if you like this camera angle. We kind of like broadcasting from it. It's kind of cool.
It's zoomed way in right now. I'm going to get creative, so we're going to try some different angles. Right now it's more blurry but very zoomed. We'll go a little bit further out at points as well. We're testing stuff before district tournament play. It's going to be a busy week for us, a busy 3 weeks for us coming up here.
It's 1-2 now to Jackson after the foul tip, and Kaylee Plumley trying to see if she can't go 3 for 3 on strikeouts here in the top of the first.
Yeah, she's about to. Spoiler alert.
The
if you're new to Gordonsville softball.
Ready to go. Rocks and fires, and outside for ball 2, 2-2.
Yeah, if you're unfamiliar with softball in the Upper Cumberland, you're watching a dynasty. The Tigerettes, back-to-back state champions, the heavy, heavy favorite to make it a three-peat. And they've rolled through this regular season.
2-2. And we'll do it again. That one fouled up and out of play.
You mentioned Jackson. I really like her approach to play here. She's standing in there, not intimidated at all. Good swings on the pitch has been close. She's offered at it. Has not backed down against the senior ace on the other side.
2 balls, 2 strikes here to Jackson at the plate for the Lady Panthers, who are 14-3 on the year, taking on the Tigerettes 27-1. Plumlee ready to go. And that one's upstairs, and the count runs full now on Kenzie Jackson.
And that's the one area you can get to Kaylee Plumlee. She'll put you on with walks, and then she'll mow through you with strikeouts. But a really good approach for Jackson, and she's in this AB.
It was a good weekend for Gordonsville this past weekend. Obviously, I mentioned the win against Coffee County on Tuesday, and then they had a tournament Friday, Saturday. Swing and a miss, and it's 3 straight Ks to open up the top of the first for Kaylee Plumlee. 3 up, 3 down, and it's tied up 0-0 with the Tigerettes coming to the plate in the bottom of 1. You're watching the high school softball game of the week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment right here on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Discover the stylish and modern 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with an open split bedroom floor plan designed for comfort and convenience. With 3,318 square feet under one roof, plus a bonus room over the garage and 1,400 square foot basement. Located in the Brookstone subdivision, this home is just minutes from Cookeville. The builder is also offering up to 3% in closing cost assistance. Call Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate at 931-979-7145. Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Proudly introducing Upper Cumberland Generators for all your home power solutions. Locally owned and operated, Upper Cumberland Generators are here to make sure you have peace of mind no matter the situation. With new and reliable generators. Call 931-265-1702 for more information or to order yours today. Upper Cumberland Generators is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Gordonsville Tigerettes coming to the plate for the first time today. Bottom of 1 here in the high school softball game of the week. Taking on Stone Memorial. It is Jackson in the circle. Kat Johnson leads it off for the Tigerettes. Their freshman phenom. Kaylee Plumlee batting second, Avery Brinkley batting third. Here's the first pitch to Johnson. That one misses outside, and it's 1-0. Jackson in the circle, been really, really good this year. Goose has gotten to see her a couple of times with the Stone Memorial Lady Panthers, and she'll sit in the low 60s. That's pretty darn good in terms of softball.
Yeah, and, you know, it's interesting. You mentioned this is the matchup I may have gotten to see, and you talk about Jackson being the heir apparent to Kaylee Plumlee. I thought, Johnson's got a good argument. She's really strong. Obviously, she's a field player, but her bat at the top of this Gordonsville lineup, I mean, she has been very, very good for the Tigerettes, and this is going to be a battle to watch today.
2-0 to Johnson here, the shortstop for the Tigerettes. That one also missing away, and it's 3-0. And after this game got started, the wind just completely died down. It was really breezy when we got started. You could probably hear the wind on the headsets, and there is nothing now.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It immediately stopped.
3-0. That one's in there for a called strike, and it's 3-1 as Jackson tries to work her way back in.
Man, you've seen Jackson. She's tried to work away. That's smart 1 through 9 in this Tigerettes order. They can all take you out of the park. You miss a little bit too far in that inner quadrant. That's where they're looking for. So even a walk isn't the worst thing against these hitters as long as you keep it away.
3-1 misses outside. It is a walk drawn to Kat Johnson. And she'll be the first base runner aboard for the Tigerettes, and we're in trouble.
I should have brought my glove.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I got it out in the car. I can go grab it real quick.
We may need it because barehanding the softball flying at 185 miles an hour is going to be interesting.
Well, the big thing was, I mentioned the wind. It was blowing straight out when we got here, so if it picks up again, we're definitely in trouble. Kaylee Plumlee stepping in for the first time against Jackson. That one misses upstairs. It gets away from Cox and hits the pole hard and then bounces all the way to third base. And taking second base in the process is Johnson, so she's got a runner in scoring position now in a 1-0 count.
Well, you got Kaylee Plumlee on the other side. If you're Stone, you don't want to just spot them freebies here. So Jackson's really going to have to find a way to find the zone here. You mentioned the wind. Kaylee Plumlee doesn't need much wind.
No. Here's the 1-0.
Good pitch.
Just misses low. That is a good spot, though, to Kaylee Plumley. And the count 2-0 now on Plumley. And right now, Jackson trying to find the strike zone. Just the one strike thrown so far. Johnson stands on second base after drawing the walk, advancing on the pass ball. Or the wild pitch, I should say. Here comes the 2-0. That's a really good pitch, but misses just outside, and it's 3-0.
It's a really nice frame. And I know I mentioned the free runs. You don't want to give them up. But now that base is empty over there at first, the green light's on for Kaylee Plumley at 3-0.
Yeah.
You'd rather just put her on.
And she's going to do just that. Back-to-back walks to open it up. And runners on first and second now for the center fielder, Abby Brinkley. Mentioned the lineup for the Tigerettes. Brinkley third, Bailey Stewart bats fourth, cleaning it up. Mackenzie Herron batting fifth. Laura Thompson is the designated player batting sixth. Kaylin Roberts bats seventh. Batting eighth is Callie Dillard, and Camry Johnson will bat ninth. Not batting is Lakin Roberts. Coming in, Kaylee Underwood to run for Kaylee Plumley. She'll be the courtesy runner for the pitcher. And you saw Plumley had a little bit of a conversation there with Brinkley before she steps in.
Abby Brinkley's really good. Everybody in this lineup's really good for Gordonsville. There's just nothing easy.
That's a good get across strike there for Brinkley. Brinkley, the leadoff batter a year ago. Johnson transfers in, takes over that role, and Brinkley kind of slides into that power role now. Comes the 0-1. Another really good spot. Just misses, and it's 1-1.
Unfortunately for Jackson, we can see it really well here. Pretty tight zone, and that's not exactly what you're looking for against this Tigerettes order.
Breeze picking back up again. The 1-1 count coming to Brinkley. Ooh. Swings on. It's a foul tip, and it's 1-2.
And first time she's been ahead in the circle. We'll see if she's able to hunker down here and get that important first out and kind of settle into the outing. Knowing you got a tough team going against you, you want to get a couple of outs and just take a breath and start to throw free.
The Stone Memorial team, they're actually coming off of a loss yesterday. Lost to Livingston Academy 5-4. That's a great pitch and a called strike three on the outside corner. Got her looking at it for the first down of the inning. First strikeout for Kenzie Jackson.
It's been a very patient approach for the Tigerettes so far. They're really watching everything. A couple of walks, that'll do it. And that time, Jackson able to hunker down. She's had great strikeout stuff this year. Double-digit K games nearly every time she's been in the circle.
And now for the Tigerettes, it'll be the catcher Bailey Stewart stepping in for the first time. Runners on first and second and one out. Fastball outside, misses away, and it's 1-0. And the only, I guess, negative part about being out here, you don't get as much crowd noise, so we can hear the Tigerettes in the dugout, probably not coming through quite as strong in the headsets.
It also means I can just tee off on umpires.
Been pretty solid so far. Showing bunts, pulling it back, it's a called strike, and nobody covering second base, and now the center fielder will come in just to give it a look. And it's 1-1.
Yeah, and out there at second, Johnson, she's halfway down the baseline. She's been really aggressive getting off that bag. And they've been kind of flirting with throwing behind that hard throw back to the pitcher.
Jackson delivers the 1-1. That's a great changeup. Got Stewart way out in front, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, and it seems like she has settled in after giving up the couple of walks early on. Mentioned keeping it away from those top two hitters. Now she's been back on the inside part of the zone and been able to locate.
1-2 count to Stewart. Here's the pitch. Went upstairs with it again, and the count evens up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch up coming here with 1 gone in the inning and runners on first and second. Couple of walks, but the first 2 base runners on. Stewart at the plates. Jackson delivers home. The 2-2 called strike 3 on the inside corner. It's back-to-back backwards Ks. And now 2 gone in the inning with Mackenzie Herron coming to the plate.
Well, the Tigerettes got to swing bat because Jackson's found the zone and she is hitting her spots over and over again. And it has been take city for Gordonsville. And now threatening to get out of a 2-on with nobody out situation. It's impressive right now.
Left fielder Herron is to the plate. You see Cox behind the plate, the UT Martin commit. We'll see her leading off the next inning. Just a junior for the squad. So this Stone Memorial team, they've also got some really good young talent.
Yeah, them in DeKalb County, White County, that district tournament's going to be really good.
This ball hit in the air to third base, and a couple of players back there. Shortstop Wittenberg makes the catch for out number 3, and the Tigerettes strand a couple of runners, still tied up at 0 apiece as we head to the second. You're watching the high school softball game of the week, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Surfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turf Masters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. The Real Estate Collective is a team of experienced, licensed real estate agents serving the entire Upper Cumberland region. Whether you are looking to buy or sell, the RICO team is ready to serve you. With a focus on people over profits, you can rest assured the Real Estate Collective can help make your real estate dreams a reality. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. We're back here at a jam-packed Crump Harris Park. There's obviously softball that we're doing, Little League all over the place. There's quite a few fields around here, 3 that we can see in front of us, and then there's 2 more behind us. The Gordonsville baseball team, they just got done with practice behind us as well. So there's all kinds of action. There's soccer over there.
The field on the left, I got the team in gold.
Okay.
They're a little bit more put together in warm-ups.
They look a lot bigger.
The team in red struggling a little bit, just throwing back and forth. Team in gold, they got it together. So I'm not sure as the first pitch misses here for Plumlee, 1-0. We'll see. Maybe they are upset, but they got about 7 players. The team in gold's all here, and just by appearances. We'll see. If
one of the red players just threw a ball into the softball field as well. It's sitting right on the foul line of right field.
That's the team we're talking about. This is a problem. You can't put us in the outfield 1-1 after a nice get-over pitch for Plumlee.
Gaines Cox is at the plate. The UT Martin commit for Stone Memorial. Here is the 1-1. That one swung on and fouled off, and it's 1-2.
It's in a much more aggressive approach for Stone Memorial than we have for Gordonsville at the plate. A lot of takes for the Tigerettes in that first inning. For Stone, they were swinging at pitches. We'll see if that changes as they move towards the bottom half of the order.
Well, it seems like Kaylee Plumlee, she's found the zone here today. Is not throwing a ton outside of the zone. Ahead here 1-2. Brings it home, swing and a miss, and it's 4 straight Ks to open up the ball game. All of them swinging in the first out of the inning here in the top of the second.
And it's been the rise ball. She has not had to go anywhere other than that with 2 strikes. Just up and away, and it ends up face high, but it starts at your belt, and you just cannot stop yourself from swinging at it, and there's no chance to touch it.
Center fielder Brianna Looper now steps in with 1 gone here in the second inning, tied up at 0 apiece. A couple of runners left on there in the bottom of the first for the Tigerettes. Good job by Kenzie Jackson after walking a couple of batters. There's a bunt right back to Plumlee. Turns to first. The throw just off the bag, and able to beat it out is Looper. I'm going to go with the E1 there. And the throw just off the bag that took the first baseman, Callie Dillard, just off. Had to reach for it, couldn't quite keep the foot on.
Yeah, Dillard tried to stretch over there at first. Plumlee's throw, she had to go quick, but did take her off the bag. So first base runner, see if Stone can capitalize.
First base runner of the day is the speedy Brianna Looper, and now to the plate is Carly Overly, the third baseman for the Lady Panthers. 1 gone in the inning here in the second. Another bunt shown. The rise ball, she did offer at it, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, it's smart. You got to put some pressure on some way. I mentioned the walks, but small ball. You saw the error. Gordonsville does not commit a lot of them, but a good bunt can kind of force that error into happening. And I like Stone leaning into it as they head towards the bottom half of their order.
Plumlee looks in. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Bunt again. Rise ball again. Misses, and it's 0-2.
Well, and Plumlee knows the situation, so just lean on the rise ball. You can't bunt a rise ball. You can't. It's going to go straight into the air. I mean, if you touch it, it's going straight up. So no pullback on either of those bunt attempts, and now what we do with 2 strikes.
No balls, 2 strikes. Overly at the plate. Plumlee in the circle, ready to go. Brings it home. Swing and a miss. Check behind the runner. And just getting back in safely is Looper. It is the second out of the inning, though, and the 5th strikeout of the day for Kaylee Plumlee.
She is doing Kaylee Plumlee things right now. I mean, just in her bag. We mentioned that there's the one blip right there, but her strikeout stuff has been as good as it always is, if not even a little bit better here.
First baseman Ava Worsham is now to the plate for the Lady Panthers. There's a strike on. Nope.
That was
just misses low.
I know it looks like we're super far away here in the ballpark.
We're about 200. We're about 220 feet.
We can see, yes.
Fence is 200. We're maybe a little further.
The camera doesn't do justice for our view. It's a really good view for the broadcasters.
Plumlee brings home the 1-0. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1.
And right now, Stone is just not tracking. And you haven't seen pitches like this. You have not seen a rise ball start where it does and end where it does, because nobody in the state throws that pitch like Kaylee Plumlee, and they're just not tracking it right now out of her hand.
Obviously face some good talent in 7 AAA. DeKalb County, White County in there. That one fouled off, and it's 1-2. But Kaylee Plumlee is the best pitcher in the state, going to the #1 team in softball next year at Tennessee.
Say that again. The #1 team in softball in Tennessee. Yeah, I like that.
Pretty good.
I like it.
She's ahead here 1-2 with 2 outs. Runner on first for the Panthers. Plumlee delivers right down Broadway. Called strike 3. First strikeout looking to the day, but 6 Ks on the board for Kaylee Plumlee. Runner stranded at first. It's 0-0. We head to the bottom of 2. It's the high school softball game of the week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's brand new indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. You want to know how you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Are you looking for the best dining experience in the Upper Cumberland? Visit Fire and Vine in Cookville's historic West Side. Fire and Vine offers great service and a unique menu, including mouth-watering deep dish pizza, delectable beef, chicken, fish, and more. Take in stunning views from the rooftop while enjoying your meal. Come and experience the charm and flavor of Fire and Vine, your new favorite spot for a memorable dining experience. Fire and Vine is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. 0-0. We get going here in the bottom of 2. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Tigerettes. Laura Thompson, Kaylin Roberts, and Callie Dillard. Kenzie Jackson in the circle for the Snow Memorial Lady Panthers. Been a pitcher's duel so far early on in this one, and it's been a fun one. Jackson delivers home, and that is a really good pitch, but it misses just inside, and it's 1-0.
That last pitch for Kaylee Plumlee was unfair. 5 strikeouts with the rise ball, and so finally take mode's on for Stone, and she puts a belt-high fastball right down the middle of the plate. I mean, just that's not fair. It's a smart decision. Right? You learn, I'm going to take this pitch, and it's right down Main Street for strike 3.
It's 2-0 here to Laura Thompson. She's the designated player today for the Tigerettes. Jackson rocks and fires. That one swung on, hit well out to right field. Right fielder's got a beat on it. Right at her, doesn't have to move, and the catch made by Gracie Pham out in right for out number 1.
Well, I apologize to Gracie Pham for the just atrocious camera work that I had. It was not blocked by the wall. I just didn't pan it correctly. But it was right at her.
The only thing we won't be able to see is if it is up against the wall or maybe in left field just because of the scoreboard, and then there is a tree just off to our right. Kaylin Roberts is at the plate. That's a good get across strike for Jackson, and it's 0-1.
Jackson struggled just a little bit first 2 hitters, but 2 really good hitters. She didn't make a big mistake, walked them both, and then hunkered down, able to get the outs. And we expect this to be a pitcher's duel. It has been so far.
It's 0-1 here. And that one outside 1-1. And I was just going to say, it's probably not the worst idea in the world to walk those first 2 batters. Obviously, there's really good hitters 1 through 9. Those 2 hitters are really, really good.
Elite.
Here comes the 1-1. That one hit well out to center field. Looper onto it, and she's got the softball for out number 2.
One more thing for us out here. I have no clue how to judge these fly balls.
A little bit different.
Both of them were like just general flyouts, and I thought they were hammers off the off the bat. So if you hear me go, oh, and it's a routine flyout, just disregard. We're learning on the fly here.
2 gone now after a couple of flyouts. Callie Dillard, we know she has home run power, steps in. First pitch into her is a really good one on the inside corner for a called strike.
I wonder if we see Callie Dillard today. We've seen her pitch a lot this year, but getting ready for the postseason. Obviously, going to be Kaylee Plumlee circle from here to eternity for the rest of the year. But I do wonder if we see her at one point today.
Just in case.
Yep.
Against a pretty good lineup in Stone Memorial. That one out and away. It's 1-1.
And if Gordonsville were to get a big lead, that probably would change the calculus for Coach Bush right now. You want Kaylee Plumlee going. You don't want to drop a game not throwing Kaylee Plumlee. And Callie Dillard may be the second best pitcher in the Upper Cumberland, but I think we have the 3 top arms here in this game.
Kilgore, DeKalb County as well. Yeah,
that's a good point.
It's 1-2 here to Callie Dillard. That was a great off-speed pitch got her to swing at it low and away. We'll see what Jackson goes with here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of 2. Rocks and fires, and it was the rise ball, the pop-up, and couldn't quite find it out of the crouch was Cox. It'll drop, and we'll just try it again.
Haven't seen that rise ball a ton so far out of Jackson. She throws it there trying to get into the dugout. I'm impressed by her so far. She's working really nicely despite those 2 early walks and trying to match what her counterpart in the circle on the other side has done.
Here comes the 1-2. And fouled off again, back into the net. We'll try it again. Obviously, there is virtually no backstop back there behind home plate. And we set up there last year in the postseason. I mean, it's about a foot behind the home plate umpire. There is nothing back there. So any foul ball almost always hits that fence. That 1-2 didn't quite come out cleanly, and that's now 2 balls, 2 strikes to Dillard at the plate.
And that's one thing about these Tigerettes 1 through 9. They're going to make you earn it there. They're not going to give you anything free and easy. We've seen them take a ton of pitches here, and Jackson's going to have to throw good ones.
Jackson with the 2-2. Try to get her to chase outside, and the count runs full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on here in the bottom of 2.
It was a good battle back by Callie Dillard. It looked like it was going to be quick pickings back into the dugout. Now she's back in it with a full count.
And Jackson really wants to get it out here or against Johnson coming up in the on-deck circle. The 3-2 swing and a miss, and it's a strikeout. 3rd one of the ball game for Kenzie Jackson. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of 2. Still scoreless as we head to 3. You're watching the high school softball game of the week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They're also proud to sponsor the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Eminence Eagle Auction and Realty is proud to present an online-only auction featuring this 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home in Monterey. This 1,042-square-foot home sits on 0.23 acres in downtown Monterey. You can bid on this home at eagleauctions.com or call 931-526-5335 for more information. Bidding on this online-only auction ends Thursday, May 1st at 12 noon. Eminence Eagle Auction and Realty is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Welcome back to Crump Harris Park. Scoreless as we get going here in the top of 3. Still Memorial back to the plate, 8-9-1. They've had 1 base runner. Reached on an error, did Brianna Looper in that last inning. And Kaylee Plumley gets across for strike 1 to Gracie Pham, who was at the plate to lead it off here in the 3rd for the Lady Panthers.
Yeah, we were looking at the schedule this week and around softball in the area, and we both went, ooh, at that Tuesday game, and we've seen why. These 2 pitchers absolutely dealing through 2 frames.
That one trying to go outside, able to lay off of it, and it's 1-1. And we got a tremendous one last night between Lebanon and Upperman. Upperman walks it off in the bottom of the 7th. A single by Chris Worsing back up the middle, plating Evan Huddleston. It's 0-0 right now, getting going in the 3rd. There's a swing and a miss on the rise ball again, and it's 1-2 now on the right fielder for the Lady Panthers and Pham.
Well, and the bad news for Stone in this game, Kaylee Plumley's putting her pitches exactly where she wants. The pitches that are out of the zone are close or are the rise ball and getting swings and misses.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Plumley brings it home, swing and a miss, and it's the 7th strikeout of the day for Kaylee Plumley. 8 batters in.
I mean, it's a good line for the game, and she has it through 2 1/3. I mean, she is absolutely dealing right now in the circle.
There are 7 outs, all of them strikeouts. We were just talking about it between innings. You can only get 21. Well, actually, that's not true. You could have a drop third, I guess, so technically you could have more than 21. Alexis Jackson steps in. She's the 9-hole hitter here for the Lady Panthers. Showed bunt, pulls it back. Now shows bunt again, pulls it back, swings and misses.
Yeah, it's Kaylee Plumley's about to go attack dog right now.
You know how scared I would be to try to bunt?
Are you kidding me? To try to stand in there?
I'm standing on the back of the box and swinging as hard as I possibly can and closing my eyes. Comes the 0-1.
Yeah.
And that one now 0-2 after another swing and a miss.
And there's just nobody that's going to touch her when she's pitching like this. And not here. And you're looking at a young lady who has got a chance to pitch next year in the circle for Tennessee. I'm not talking about red shirt. You never know what'll happen when you get there, but she's got that level of stuff, and she went at that one, and it's another punch out.
And so they say she did offer at it. Tried to lay off, but it's second strikeout of the inning and the second out of the inning, and back to the top of the lineup we go here in the top of the third with 2 gone. Ashley Wittenberg coming back to the plate. Yeah, you said it. She's, going to Tennessee next year, and we were talking with her dad as well. They've got a really, really good class coming in. Some of the top players from around the country in multiple states.
And that's before even talking about the transfer portal.
Yeah.
And this is a dominant start to the inning. That was nowhere close.
She's already got 2 strikeouts, 8 strikeouts, 1 time through the lineup. The only player that made contact was Brianna Looper, and she reached on the error, and it was a bunt. Here's the 0-1. That one misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good for Looper to touch it with the bunt. I mean, seriously, that's impressive.
Hey, if you're going to bunt, you probably got to do it on pitch number 1 because then she's going to start throwing rise balls after that. Here's the 1-1. And check, but there you say she offered, and it's 1-2.
And just in the box, the rise ball and fastball look the exact same. And so that's why you see some of those swings, and you realize at the last second it's a rise ball, but it's just too late.
Goose is out here today.
Love it.
1-2 counts. Plumlee a long look in, ready to go. Wittenberg at the plate. The 1-2 swing and a miss, and it is 9 strikeouts, 9 outs. We head to the bottom of 3. You're watching the high school softball game of the week, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and test drive the all-new Chevy Trax or Silverado today. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
The Quality Family, a local company supporting and caring for our local communities. The Quality Family offers services to get you back to the game. From bracing to oxygen and everything in between, we can meet your medical equipment needs with Buckeye Home Medical Equipment. If you have an in-home need for strength and conditioning, for example after a surgery or injury, Quality Home Health is available to provide individualized care while you are on the mend. For those with end-of-life diseases, Quality Hospice is available to provide nurturing care during those difficult times. Choose the Quality family of services for care within your community. Visit thequalityfamily.com to navigate all we have to offer you.
9-1 and 2-2 up here for the Tigerettes, getting going in the bottom of 3. Still scoreless. Breeze picking back up a little bit more. Still blowing out here pretty much right towards us out in center field. We're sitting here in right center at Crump Paris Park of the softball diamond for the Gordonsville Tigerettes. A lot of other action going on around us. All kinds of Little League action at almost every single field around us.
We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and the NFHS Network today.
We welcome you in wherever you're tuning in from. First pitch into Camry Johnson is a called strike on the outside corner from Kenzie Jackson. And Jackson, she allowed the first 2 base runners of the ball game to the first 2 batters in the lineup for the Tigerettes. Since then, she has retired 6 in a row.
Yeah, and, Jackson hasn't struck out 9, but she's been really good in the circle. Struck out 3 already and kept these Tigerettes really off balance.
Johnson tried to put a bunt down, couldn't quite make contact, and it's 0-2 now to the right fielder for the Tigerettes.
Well, and if you're Jackson, you got to be perfect. You cannot give one across because this is if Stone wins, it's going to be 1-0 type of ball game here tonight.
Here comes the 0-2. That one hit hard out to center field. Gets past Looper and all the way to the wall. Hit hard by Johnson, trying to stretch it to 2. Throw comes in and sliding in safely for the double.
And just a matter of time before Gordonsville was going to time one up. You see the freshman there. That's a great swing, low line drive. Not trying to take it out of here. Trying to do what she did. Put it into the outfield. And that ball blasted off the metal wall.
It's the first hit of the ball game on either side here in the bottom of 3. And now back to the top of the lineup for the Tigerettes. It's go time for Kenzie Jackson in the circle. Walked Kat Johnson her first time through on a 3-1 count. Now is a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Jackson delivers. Misses upstairs, and it's 1-0. Michael Lindsay, he's out here today. He'll have game story coverage coming up afterwards to the website, uppercumberlandreporter.com.
He had a mental breakdown on hole number 2 at Golden Eagle Golf Club this morning. That was something to behold.
He's had a few of those the last
He has.
couple of times we've gone out to play. Here's the 1-0. That one misses upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. The rants that he can spew out
Are unbelievable.
are incredible.
People think we know how to talk.
Yeah.
Can't broadcast them, but they're fun.
The trailing away as the cart speeds away. The last time we played was something to behold. Here's the 2-0.
Good
That one's a
pitch.
great pitch. On the inside corner, 2-1. And we can't quite tell, but it looked like maybe a little bit of a breaking ball there for Jackson.
Yeah, her best pitch has been that changeup. She's only thrown it a couple of times, but, man, she pulls the string on it and has kept Gordonsville off balance by just putting it out there.
Here comes the 2-1. That one's outside. 3 balls, 1 strike to Kat Johnson at the plate for the Tigerettes. Camry Johnson led it off with the double. She was down 0-2 and ripped it to center field and then stretched it into a double. And if it was a good throw from Looper, it might have gotten her. Not quite handled at second base. And Johnson able to slide in safely. That one misses outside, and it's the second straight walk issue to Kat Johnson, her second time aboard.
Uh-oh.
Indeed. Kaylee Plumley steps in. Runners on first and second, and we're ready.
I'm going to see if I can up this quality while we're live.
We're in the stance.
I'm worried for my safety.
It's probably going to be hit hard if it does get to us. If it gets to us, it's hit really, really hard, actually. Let me change that. That one misses low and outside, 1-0.
Well, I don't know if you know this or not. Kaylee Plumley can hit it pretty hard.
I do know this.
Oh, okay.
I do know this, yeah.
All right, just making sure.
It's 1-0 to Plumley. That one right back up the middle, and self-preservation, as Noah likes to say, from Jackson in the circle, scores the first run of the game as Camry Johnson comes around to score.
That ball was ripped. Low liner, one hop. Jackson had to get out of the way of that one, and now this is where the Tigerettes can hurt you. They string hits together. They string base runners on top of each other. It's where a young freshman's going to learn. Going to barely just kind of hunker down in this circle, find a way to get good pitches, and try to limit the damage against a very explosive lineup.
After retiring 6 in a row, it's now 3 straight batters reaching a couple of hits and a walk and 1 run across. It's a 1-0 lead for the Tigerettes here in the bottom of 3, and still nobody out. Stepping in is Abby Brinkley, showing bunt. It got away from Cox behind the plate, and moving all the way out to third is Kat Johnson. The Kaylee Underwood courtesy runner for Kaylee Plumley moves up to second base, and it's now runners on second and third and a 1-0 count to the center fielder for the Tigerettes.
Stone simply has to get out of this jam somehow, some way. Kaylee Plumley has 9 punch outs through 9 outs. You can't give up more than 1. You know you have to score at least 1 to win the game. Now you have to score at least 2 against the preeminent pitcher in this state. It's not hyperbole. We're in the bottom of the third. You got to figure out a way to pull a Houdini in this spot.
1-1 to Abby Brinkley. That's another good changeup, but misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And it is the second time through, so of course you're seeing them. These very good batters have seen it one time. Jackson's going to have to mix it up a little bit. You see her trying to throw in that changeup as well.
2-1. Misses outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. Brinkley struck out looking her first time up, but now Jackson maybe feeling a little bit of that pressure from one of the top teams in the state, if not the top team in the state.
Yeah, no, they are the top team, period.
Bar none.
All classes.
Yeah. Here's the 3-1. That one misses low and away, and it's a walk to load the bases for the cleanup batter and Bailey Stewart.
I think this is when I give my obligatory, contrary to what that idiot put on Facebook after the first week of the season, saying the best 1A team was not in Gordonsville. That's crazy. Thanks for the most flattering picture I've ever seen in my life, Goose.
Bailey Stewart steps in. Did we mention Gooses out here? It's 1-0 as that one misses low.
I'm bullied.
I think that's part of it working here.
Is it? Oh,
Here's the 1-0.
That's a great thing to say, yeah.
Yes, because we never joke around.
Part of working here is you're going to get bullied.
2 balls and no strikes.
Anyone want to come sell advertisements?
We don't have any fun. I want to call it strike in 2-1. Jackson now trying to really bear down. She hadn't gotten to 2 strikes ever since she was ahead 0-2. Scores 1-0. Scoreboard, top right hand of your screen. That one misses, and it's 3-1, and nowhere to put Bailey Stewart, who's at the plate.
Uh-oh.
Jackson delivers, and it's ball 4. Another run across for the Tigerettes. It's 2-0 as Kat Johnson scores.
I think it's probably time for a trip out just to have a word with your young freshman. She's not missing terribly, but Gordonsville's being very selective. Dating back to the first inning, we said, they're being very selective, and Jackson was able to make them pay and get a couple of punch-outs with backwards Ks. Now that selectiveness is coming through. They're swinging at the strikes and everything else they're laying off of, and it's starting to become a bit of a carousel.
Trying to get a number. I'm going to imagine that's Paisley Underwood that came on to run for Bailey Stewart.
I think you're right about that.
Mackenzie Herron's at the plate. That's 5 walks now for Kenzie Jackson in the circle. Brings it home, misses outside, and it's 1-0.
And this is one of the things that comes with playing Gordonsville because, and you are going to, smart move by the catcher Cox here to come out and have a word, as I just mentioned, she's not missing badly. And most teams are going to swing at these pitches which are around the zone. Gordonsville, they're not. In this high velo, which it is a high velo, Gordonsville's seen harder velo so far, so they're able to track it a little bit better. I think that's what you're seeing right now. It's not that she's wild and been all over the place. It's just been really selective for the Tigerettes, and now it's starting to lead to runs across.
And you mentioned the zone. It's been consistent, but it's been tight. You've had to throw it across the plate, which, that you're expected to do. And obviously you don't want to do against this Tigerettes team. That's the tough part. You're really trying to work those outside corners if you're a pitcher in the circle of an opposing team taking on the Tigerettes. Comes the 1-0.
Great
that one's a
pitch.
strike across, and it's 1-1.
And that's really, you don't want to go there against this lineup, but her most consistent pitch has been on that inside corner, so eventually you just got to find a way to throw strikes, go right back to your favorite spot.
Jackson trying to bear it down, 2 runs across here in the third for the Tigerettes. The 1-1. Check swing. Misses for ball 2.
That was close. Tried to go right back to that same spot, just a hair closer inside.
And you could see Abby Brinkley on second base as well, calling out the pitches for the batter at the plate in Mackenzie Herron. That one misses upstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike again for the third straight batter and for the 4th time in this inning.
Still nobody out. We got big problems for the Lady Panthers right now.
3-1.
Great pitch.
Right down Broadway. 3-2.
Just need one. Just find a way to get that first out, get that confidence back in there, fire some strikes.
Mackenzie Herron popped out to short to end the first her last time up. It's a full count here. Jackson delivers. Swing and a miss, and that is a huge strikeout for Kenzie Jackson in the first out of the inning.
Yeah, how about the guts of the freshman in the circle? Still a long way to go in this inning, but to get that first out the way she did with a very nice punch out and a full count.
Tigerettes have brought 2 across. 1 gone here in the inning. And this one hammered by Thompson. Looper came in initially, gets over her head. 1 run scores. Second one holds up at 3. Had to see if it was going to be caught or not. And so it's just a 1-run single for Laura Thompson, who jumps on the first pitch. And you saw Brianna Looper out here in center field, took a hard step in, didn't realize how well it was hit. Gets all the way to the wall and just the RBI single.
Yeah, Laura Thompson probably deserved better than that one because that was hammered in a couple of feet away from a home run for her into the fence. But now 3-0, still bases loaded, still 1 out, and this lineup is so good you don't get a reprieve in the bottom half.
3rd hit of the inning, 3rd run across, and now to the plate is Kaylin Roberts. That one's right down Broadway for strike 1. Mention only 3 losses on the year for Stone Memorial, but they're coming off of one of those losses last night against Livingston Academy. They lost 5-4. It's an 0-1 count here to Roberts. Jackson rocks and fires. That one's outside, 1-1.
We'll be back on Thursday.
Yep.
7
4 o'clock.
AAA baseball action. In the Jeff Petey Goolsby press box. We'll have all the games after the play-in round, which is tomorrow.
This one high in the air. It's going to stay in the park. Holds up in left field. Catches made just barely. Throw comes in. It does score the run on the sac fly RBI as Brinkley scores from third base. Catch made out in left field by Alexis Jackson. And Kaylin Roberts drives home another run for the 4th run of the game for the Tigerettes.
Yeah, barely. It almost popped out of the glove there in right, but a nice job to maintain focus. And now you get the second out. It's a 4 spot. That's big, especially with Plummer on the other side, but it could be much worse right now. You need this 1 more out if you're Stone.
Almost popped out of the glove of Jackson there in left field, but able to secure it. Brinkley running smartly, able to come home to score, and then Bailey Stewart's runner, Paisley Underwood, actually advanced up to third as well. So it's runners on the corners here for Callie Dillard, the 9th batter of the inning, and a strike across from Jackson.
Again, she's started to go since Cox went out there. They've been on the inside a whole lot more. It's led to more contact, but been able to locate it better and stop those walks.
4-0 lead for the Tigerettes, but still threatening here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. Jackson trying to get out of it and see if she can't maybe get her offense going coming up in the 4th. The 0-1 bounces, gets away from Cox, and advancing up to second base will be Laura Thompson. So 1-1 count now to Dillard, who struck out her first time through.
It is a parade for the gold team on the bases over there, by the way, the Little League game. They just got started.
This one back up the middle. It's going to plate another one, possibly two. Looper throw coming in. They hold the runner.
Whoa.
And diving back in safely to third base is Laura Thompson. She took a hard turn around third. And then Coach Bush trying to throw the stop sign on. It was a good throw by Looper as well, cut off by Jackson.
It was a great throw by Looper. I thought that was going to be 2 across, but the throw forced those brakes to get thrown on. Almost got her on the back pick to third, but it continues now. They batted around +1 for Gordonsville.
It's an RBI single for Callie Dillard. 1st and 3rd again for the Tigerettes. 5 runs across here in the inning, and they've batted around. Camry Johnson, who led off the inning with a 2-strike double, steps in for the 2nd time. And a little check swing. They're going to say she did go. It's 0-1.
And they have scored a ton of runs this year with 2 outs. They just do not blink when they get in these situations. You see it. And if anything else, their aggressiveness kind of ticks up. And they can put nice swings on the softball.
Swing and a miss, 0-2, and you mentioned it. First time through, they were really patient. Not so much this second time through. They have drawn a couple of walks, but when it's been over the plate, they've been swinging. It's 0-2 here to Camry Johnson. She had 0-2 on her to start the inning. And that one misses upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I'm going to go help this team in red out. I'll be right back.
Runner on third over there
I feel for my boys. That's not the first runner that's been on third in this inning. It's been a revolving door a little bit.
1-2 to the batter, Camry Johnson. 2 gone in the inning. The pitch misses upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Stay hungry, fellas. Come on. Stay engaged.
You mentioned we do have games Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There are also lots of storms on the way.
Oh,
and
great.
Rain.
Hooray!
Obviously, they didn't even play a championship game last year in 7 AAA.
Something tells me they may try to not do that again this year.
You do need to, and so you got to decide that somehow.
Maybe just have a 5-team tournament.
2 through 7,
yes.
or 2 through 6 in that district. Very competitive. This one fouled off and out of play.
Speaking of the team in gold winning.
Yeah. 2-2 here to Camry Johnson. This has been a great battle. Jackson trying to get out of it. 5 runs across here in the inning.
The freshman has absolutely battled in this inning. She's still in there throwing good pitches. It's just really tough against this lineup.
2-2.
There it is.
There's the called strike 3 on the inside corner. Camry Johnson started it, but it's the strikeout for Kenzie Jackson to get out of the inning, and a big one. Her 5th strikeout of the day. 5 runs across for the Tigerettes. They lead 5-0 as we head to the top of 4. You're watching high school softball presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate proudly presents this beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home located just south of Cookeville, boasting 2,300 square feet and a 2-car garage. This home has an upper-level bonus room that could be turned into a 4th bedroom and features hardwood floors throughout. For more information, visit chadandamycrouch.com or call 931-979-1191. The Crouch team with Highlands Elite Real Estate is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
5-0 lead for the Gordonsville Tigerettes, getting going here in the top of 4. Kaylee Plumley back in the circle. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Lady Panthers as they're now looking for runs. That first called strike across on the outside corner. 0-1 to Camden Holbrook, who leads it off. Kenzie Jackson bats second, and Cadence Cox due up here in the 4th. Kaylee Plumley, she's been pretty good.
Oh, she's been sensational, even by her standards.
Showing bunts, but pushed too far and foul. It's 0-2. And it was read well by Callie Dillard, and they read it right away. You could see the right fielder and Cameron Johnson coming in even before she squared around for the bunt. It's 0-2 here to Holbrook. She was a strikeout victim, as was everybody else except for Brianna Looper. Shows bunt, swings and misses, and it's the 10th K of the day for Kaylee Plumley.
I mean this sincerely. Enjoy the next month for Kaylee Plumley. She's the best to ever do it in the Upper Cumberland, and she's in her senior season. She's about to go on to the SEC, to one of the top softball programs in the country. This is not an everyday athlete in the UC. Enjoy the next month. She is in her bag tonight.
Not only that, she's only had one 3-ball count today. That's really scary when she's able to be in the zone. This ball is hammered by Jackson down the line, and that's a fair ball. I don't think they realized it right away. Herron gets the throw in, and that's going to be a double ripped by Kenzie Jackson, jumping on the first pitch she sees in at-bat number 2.
And she says, nuh-uh, no more no-hitter for Kaylee Plumley. Attacks, first pitch she sees, not a get-over. Plumley tried to get the get-over fastball, deposits it. Was really close. Thought it may have been a foul ball. Obviously, I don't have a great angle on it.
I think Mackenzie Herron thought it was a foul ball as well.
Yeah,
she just kind of jogged over to it and still almost made a pretty good throw to second base.
That's a great AB there for Jackson. You cannot wait around. You got to get out in front.
Cadence Cox steps in. She swings and misses. Actually, it was a foul tip, and it's back into the mid for strike 1. But what a job by Kenzie Jackson. First hit of the day for the Lady Panthers. So breaks up the no-hitter. But still, 10 strikeouts on the day for Kaylee Plumley. 1 gone here in the inning and a runner on second. Cox at the plate, watches that one go by for strike 2.
Now you're in trouble. 0-2 with some pitches to play with.
Yeah.
Plumley can go wherever she wants. It's on the fastball a couple of times. This is typically where you see the rise ball, but she's mixed in the fastball for a couple of Ks so far.
Comes the 0-2. That one is the rise ball. Bounces off. Throw down to third. Jackson slides in, and she is safe. And that's where we mentioned that short backstop. It's tough to take a bag, but Jackson running right away, able to take advantage.
That took a nightmare hop for Jackson because she was right to try and take off, and it bounced right back to the catcher, and the throw was just a little bit towards the Gordonsville dugout. If it's the other way, that's probably out number 2.
Yeah, Bailey Stewart doing a pretty good job on the throw down. Here's the 1-2, and a good foul off there by Cox to stay alive. And I think if you're Stone Memorial, if you're any opposing team, you got to do what Kenzie Jackson just did and swing at the first pitch as hard as you can. It might be across the plate, and if it is, you can do that right there. But if you get behind, good luck. Here is the 1-2. And that's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Cox trying to battle. So a runner on third, the best chance that Stone Memorial has had today, and obviously they need runs, down 5-0 here in the 4th. 1 gone in the top of 4, and the 2-2 misses low, and it's the second 3-ball count of the day for Kaylee Plumley.
And Cox has tracked it well. She hasn't swung at the garbage. She's been able to battle in, fouled a couple of pitches off.
And this is another D1 commit
100%.
going to UT Martin. One of the best catchers in the state of Tennessee. Plumley's ready to go. The payoff. And another foul ball.
Got a great battle here.
Did Tennessee and UT Martin play in softball?
I do not think so. Do not quote me on that, but I do not recall that this year. They could certainly.
I know sometimes in other sports, baseball.
More in baseball, you get
yeah,
those midweek games. You do have some with softball, but it's not as prevalent, especially with in-state teams.
Comes the payoff again. And this one to second base. Roberts has it. Throw to third behind the runner, but it's dropped over at third. Kaylin Roberts, a nice throw, but Lakin Roberts couldn't quite pick it out of the dirt. And it is just 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, unfortunate again for Stone because that was going to be out number 3 if she catches that cleanly. I think the throw did beat her there. And just, if you could get 1 back here, that would be very nice for Stone Memorial. Give yourselves a little bit of momentum.
It was a nice catch by Kaylin Roberts at second base on the lineout. Soft lineout, but a lineout. Brianna Looper steps in. She was the first base runner, reached on an error. It was a bunt attempt. And swings at this one and back into the mid for strike one.
Yeah, that first pitch rise ball, you don't typically see that for Plumlee, but she mixes it in, especially second, third time through. Again, it looks so similar to the fastball out of the hand. That's how she gets those strikeouts that she does, by keeping you so off balance.
Runner on third is Kenzie Jackson. Here's the 0-1. Trying to bunt again is Looper, but that one goes foul, and it's 0-2. Jackson, second batter of the inning, ripped a double down the left field line. It was right on the line because Mackenzie Herron, she thought it was foul, and able to get into second base safely, then took third on a rise ball that got away from Stewart behind the plate. And now Plumlee trying to strand her over there and keep the shutout. 0-2 here to Brianna Looper at the plate. Plumlee rocks and deals, and the rise ball misses upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 5-0 lead right now for the Tigerettes, who are looking for win number 28 to finish out the regular season. They'll get going in their 1A 7 single-A district tournament coming up Thursday.
Most teams won't play 28 games by the end of their seasons.
No. Swing and a miss, and it's strikeout number 11 for Kaylee Plumlee in the circle. And the final out of the inning. They strand the runner over at third. The Tigerettes back to the plate coming up in the bottom of 4. This is the high school softball game of the week, presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Discover the stylish and modern 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home with an open split bedroom floor plan designed for comfort and convenience. With 3,318 square feet under one roof, plus a bonus room over the garage and 1,400 square foot basement. Located in the Brookstone subdivision, this home is just minutes from Cookeville. The builder is also offering up to 3% in closing cost assistance. Call Sonia Brown with American Way Real Estate at 931-979-7145. Looking for weekend lunch and dinner plans? Since 1971, Nick's Restaurant has been locally owned and operated. From mouth-watering prime rib to delectable ice cream pie, Nick's has it all. Their cozy atmosphere and great service will make you feel right at home. Plus, their banquet space is perfect for any event. Visit them at 895 South Jefferson Avenue or online at nickscookville.com. Nick's Restaurant is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
5-0 lead for the Tigerettes. Getting going here in the bottom of 4. It's the top of the lineup due up. 1, 2, 3. Kat Johnson, Kaylee Plumlee, and Abby Brinkley due up here in the inning for the Tigerettes, who already lead 5-0. Those 5 runs coming across there in that last inning in the third as they brought 10 batters to the plate.
Okay, let's be honest. We know this. Stone Memorial's got to be careful. You can get run ruled in a hurry. You got obviously into the bottom of the 5th at a 10-run game. If they scored 10 in this inning, it would end. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what this Gordonsville team does to people. So Jackson in the circle, hunkered down, get into the dugout, say forget that, 5-0, and see if you can put together a comeback attempt. But your antennas have to be up against this Tigerettes offense.
Jackson has walked Johnson a couple of times. Johnson came around to score the second run of the game back in that last inning. Here's the 1-0. That one's outside, 2 balls and no strikes, and that's the one thing that Jackson has struggled with today are the walks. She's got 5 walks through 3 innings of work.
And we talked about it. She hasn't been overly wild. It has gotten a little bit more sporadic here in the past maybe half inning or so in totality, but it's just been a really good eye for Gordonsville so far.
This one swung on and fouled off. And it's 2-1.
She was trying to hit us for that swing right there.
If we have a chance to catch a ball, that would be awesome.
If we drop it, though, that would be really bad.
That'd be really bad. But unless you put it on camera somehow, no one's going to know.
If I drop a ball, you're going to tell them. Let's be honest.
Vice versa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to know.
2 balls, 1 strike here to Johnson. Jackson brings it home. This is just inside.
But we really like this vantage point, and we may get the legit camera out at some point in a sub-state game potentially. If Gordonsville were to be here in the sub-state game, they will be.
I'll eat socks if they're not. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Kat Johnson, the shortstop for the Tigerettes. And she's going to walk for the 3rd time today. It's the 6th walk issued by Kenzie Jackson.
Can I just make a bold prediction?
Yeah.
They're going to win a state championship.
Mm-hmm. Again.
Can I make another bold prediction? It's not going to be close.
It wasn't last year.
They're not going to
it was
play
a
a
run roll
close
last year.
game en route to their state
It was
championship.
domination in the 4 games they played last year.
And like from here to the end of the season, it won't be close.
Yeah. To the plate now is Kaylee Plumlee.
Because it no longer becomes are they the best team, period. It becomes are they the best team in Class 1A. to which the answer is yes.
I'm throwing that pitch every single time. The changeup in for strike one to Plumlee. And the only reason I'm throwing that, she can still hit it 300 feet, but maybe 250 rather than 300. Here's the 0-1. Went upstairs, and it's 1-1.
I'm legitimately, like, on my toes. Just in case here, because this is right where she hits them.
By the way, if you were wondering, it's still a carousel over between gold and red.
I don't think the inning is ended. I
No,
think the gold team
looks
is
like
just,
it's 5-0.
That's 10, actually. It
Oh.
just changed to 10, yes.
Yes, it did.
And that pitch is outside, 2-1 here to Plumlee. It's 10-0, and it's definitely the first inning. So we were right. Sometimes you can't judge it by warm-ups at high school. You can in Little League.
Yeah.
We talk about that all the time with the teams I coach. We got to have a good – wow.
2 balls, 1 strike. And that's a called strike on the outside corner. 2-2 now to Kaylee Plumlee.
I really want to go over there and save this team right now. My winning percentage for youth sports is about
900?
I'll put it up at least
800?
Yeah, no,
850?
Oh, it's at least 900, no question.
Here's the 2-2. That one outside. Good pick by Cox, and it keeps Johnson over at first base, but now it's a full count payoff upcoming to Kaylee Plumlee.
If you combined all sports, it's probably over 950. I got that in the bag.
Here is the 3-2. Swing and a miss, and Kenzie Jackson strikes out Kaylee Plumlee.
Good for Kenzie Jackson. Plumlee tried to send it up here with that swing, a healthy cut, and she gave a little of her own medicine. How about the rise ball across for strike 3?
First out of the inning. It is the 6th strikeout of the day for Kenzie Jackson. Into the plate now is Abby Brinkley. That one gets away from Cox. Johnson advances up to second base.
It is now 13-0 for the gold team, and they have 2 on. And I'm going to assume nobody out, but I may be wrong. No, they got 1 out.
I wonder what their rules are for runs in an inning.
Well, there's a clock up. I know that. I mean, homeboy in gold is halfway down the base pass before the pitching is, though.
There's a good pitch by Jackson, but just misses outside. 1 ball and or 2 balls and no
We're talking about
strikes.
this game over here. As you see, there's 2 on at least. I don't know. There's nobody at first.
Unless they're really, really short.
Anyway.
That one's outside, and it's 3 balls and no strikes now to Abby Brinkley.
I mean, they look like they're 9 years old, so they are pretty short.
That might be generous.
We appreciate Gentry's Power Equipment, 755 Buffalo Valley Road. The presenting sponsor of today's game is that one is across take mode the whole way. It's now 3-1. Your hometown Steel and Exmark dealer, service department, in-house as well. Local folks are going to treat you the right way. State-of-the-art equipment. Your grass is starting to grow, fellas. Go treat yourself tomorrow. Brand new mower with Gentry's Power Equipment.
3-1 from Jackson. In there for a called strike. It's 3-2. If you waited this long to get your mower, you're in trouble.
Well, you upgrade it now. That's what you say. You say,
Yeah.
man, mine's not any good.
Yeah.
Boom.
There you go.
Neil Steel mower. Come
Yeah.
on now. Get that Exmark equipment in your backyard.
3-2. Back up the middle, under the glove of Jackson, but to the second baseman. Throw to first is in time. Johnson advances up to third, and a nice play by the second baseman in Camden Holbrook for out number 2.
Hey, a really nice job here for Stone Memorial defensively, even dating back to the last inning. No errors there. Been traffic all over the base pass. Here you get Johnson on leadoff, Kaylee Plumlee to the plate, and a couple of outs later, runner at third, but 2 outs on the board. I mean, that's as good as you could hope for.
Yeah, I mean, you got top of the lineup, 2 up. Obviously, you're not out of it yet. We just talked about they get to 2 outs. They can really do some damage. To the plate now is Bailey Stewart, who walked and scored her last time up. First pitch in is a ball low and inside. It's 1-0. 2 gone in the inning, but a runner at third base in the form of Kat Johnson, who walked her 3rd time today that she's walked. And advanced over on a wild pitch, and now over at third base on that ground ball. That one a called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. For Stone Memorial, they're going to be trying to make some noise in the District 7 3A tournament. That's going to be a really competitive tournament.
That battle for the top 2, really.
Yeah.
DeKalb has been great. Stone's been great. Livingston just beat Stone last
White
night.
County up there
White
as
County
well.
always very good. And you can't sleep on Reese Kimmel and the Lady Bees. I mean, that whole district. You know, Cumberland County, it's not their year. Everybody else, it's going to be a dogfight, I think.
State tournament run last year for the Lady Bees.
I mean, would it surprise you at all if this Stone team was in the state tournament?
Nope. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and one an inning, and a response by Kenzie Jackson and the Lady Panthers. 7 Ks on the day now for Kenzie Jackson. It's still 5-0, though. Tigerettes on top. We head to the 5th. You're watching High School Softball Game of the Week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
It's 16-0 for the Team Gold. We'll be right back.
Proudly introducing Upper Cumberland Generators for all your home power solutions. Locally owned and operated, Upper Cumberland Generators are here to make sure you have peace of mind no matter the situation. With new and reliable generators. Call 931-265-1702 for more information or to order yours today. Upper Cumberland Generators is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Turfmasters Landscape Management has been serving the Upper Cumberland since 1996. They offer a variety of services, including lawn maintenance, landscape design and installation, landscape lighting, irrigation systems, and more. For more information, contact Matt Wilson at 931-261-1587 today. Turfmasters Landscape Management is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
They are lying on the Little League field to our left. They have reset the score. It says 3-0. It was definitely 16-0. It now says 3-0 in the first inning.
Oh,
now 4.
up.
Anyway, here, 5-0 for Gordonsville. I'm sorry, but we can't stop looking at it. It's unbelievable.
It is indeed 5-0. So is that 17 now, technically?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to keep track.
Yeah. All right. 5-0 here. Top of the 5th. We're moving right along. The Stone Memorial Lady Panthers back to the plate. Kaylee Plumley still in the circle. 6-7-8 due up for the Lady Panthers. Carly Overly, Ava Worsham, and Gracie Pham due up here in the inning. That one in there for a called strike from Kaylee Plumley. She's sitting on 11 strikeouts on the day through 4 innings.
She's okay. I mean, one out that's not been a strikeout so far. A couple of base runners. Other than that, I mean, just pure dominance.
Allowed 1 hit, 1 runner reached on an error.
Absolutely sensational.
The bunt back up the middle.
Great
That's
bunt.
a really good one. Plumley turned to first. Good throw that time and gets the first out of the inning.
It's a tremendous bunt. The problem is the young lady on the mound in the circle can throw 70 miles an hour, and so she that time had the error earlier. Takes her time. A nice accurate throw to first for out number 1.
Yeah, it can throw 70 miles an hour underhanded.
Yeah.
Overhanded probably can do the same.
Yes.
And makes a strike to first, and Ava Worsham will come to the plate now with 1 gone.
And Stone's going to run out of outs in a hurry here.
They're up to 7-0 now over on.
So that's a 19 in
Okay.
total.
There's a swing and a miss. And it's 0-1 to Ava Worsham. She was a strikeout victim her first time up looking.
I promise you I can go over there right now, call time, and we can get out of this inning. We can.
You can't throw strikes for him.
Oh, but we can. We can make it work.
Here's the 0-1. And that's across for strike 2. And this is what's really, really scary for opposing teams. We talked about Kaylee Plumley will sometimes get into some walk issues. Hasn't walked a batter today.
She has been exactly where she wants to be with all of these pitches. There's been really only 1 miss, and it was a rise ball and a 2-strike count, and now she gets another rise ball across for strike 3. And to your point, when she throws like this, there is nobody in the state that can hit her consistently. There just isn't. It's God-given and then absolutely developed over the years for Kaylee Plumley. There's nothing you can do about it at the end of the day. Justin says sometimes in football, sometimes God just gave you more speed and size. She just throws it better than anybody else in this state.
2 gone now in the inning, and that was the 12th strikeout of the day for Kaylee Plumley. Gracie Pham is at the plate, the right fielder for the Lady Panthers. And that one's right down Broadway for strike 1.
I mean, we've seen games where she has 15 strikeouts, 8 walks, 9 walks. Hadn't even really flirted with a walk today so far.
Just 2 3-ball counts. And both of them turned into outs. One was a strikeout, one was the soft line out to second base. Bunt shown, offered, strike 2.
And that is the upset formula. So how do we beat Gordonsville? Capitalize on some walks potentially. You got to get a gem yourselves in the circle on the other side, and you win a 1-0, 2-1 type of ball game. She's throwing like this. That is no longer on the board for opposing teams.
It's 0-2 here to Pham, still showing bunt. Goes with the rise ball. 1-2 now. And 2 outs here in the inning. 5-0 lead for the Tigerettes. All 5 runs came back in the 3rd. Kenzie Jackson really did a nice job there in the 4th after walking the leadoff batter, and Johnson stranded her at 3rd base and then retired the next 3. Pitch from Plumlee, swing and a miss. It's 13 Ks for Kaylee Plumlee. 3 up, 3 down in the top of 5. We head to the bottom of 5, and the Tigerettes back to the plate. You're watching the high school softball game of the week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
The Real Estate Collective Land and Farm Team represents a dedicated group of individuals possessing a wealth of expertise in land and farm sales. They possess a range of resources at their disposal, all aimed at showcasing the innate qualities of each property. Call 931-559-9500 for more information or see their current listings at letsgorico.com. The Real Estate Collective Land and Farm Team is proud to support student athletes in our area and this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back. It's the high school softball game of the week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment. My name's Jacob Vincent. That's Noah McKay. We're in the outfield here at Crump Paris Park at the Gordonsville softball field. Obviously, a lot of Little League fields around us as well. Gordonsville baseball also plays. They had practice a little bit earlier. They're looking to get back to the state tournament as well and hoping to see them in the spring fling. We know we're going to be seeing this team in the spring fling. And they're playing really well right now. Up 5-0 on Stone Memorial. Kenzie Jackson back in the circle. Mackenzie Herron at the plate. And a 1-0 count as that one misses. It was a really good fourth inning for Jackson, responding after the third. It started with a walk, but then retired 3 straight.
Yeah, I've been really impressed by her ability to just hunker down here and throw strikes in tough spots.
That one misses outside. 2-0 now to Mackenzie Herron, who's 0 for 2 with a pop out and a strikeout. Noah's adding up the runs.
It's 28-0.
Okay.
It says 4-0. It's 28-0.
That one misses. About got tackled. Low and inside, 3-0.
I'll tackle back. I don't care.
There's a lot going on at Crump Paris tonight.
It's a fun night. This is why one of the reasons I just love our area is that's a great pitch across. Is sun's out, obviously, it's spring, temperatures are perfect, and the community is out tonight here at Crump Paris. I mean, everything, Little League's going on, kids are having fun, everybody's having a good time.
3-1.
And by the way, we got a really good softball game happening and an elite softball team right here in the middle of it.
Another walk issue, though, by Jackson. Puts the first base runner on here in the 5th in the form of Mackenzie Herron. Stepping in will be Laura Thompson. She ripped a single that probably could have been extra bases her last time.
And really, I mean, for Jackson, your first start against Gordonsville, giving up 5 runs through 4 innings, that's not terrible. The walks have been the only problem. There have been a couple of barrels, but she's pitching well.
Back up the middle, might be 2. Turn to first and couldn't make the grab over at first base. As the pops out of the glove of Worsham was a good throw by Wittenberg. She did step on the bag at second. It's going to be an E3, so reaching on the error is Thompson. They do get the lead out at second base, though, on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, you get that fielder's choice. It was a really nice play. I mean, tailor-made to you. Step on the bag. Has to make a really good throw. It was a good throw. It beat it. Just popped out of the glove over there at first.
It was a nice play by Wittenberg. Stepped on the bag, made a good throw. Worsham just couldn't quite haul it in. So a runner on first and 1 gone with Kaylin Roberts at the plate. Jackson brings it home. It's 1-0.
Ashley Wittenberg, a good athlete for Stone Memorial in multiple sports.
Yep. Obviously, really good basketball player as well in 7 AAA. Good athletes all over the place in the Upper Cumberland. Guess what? The gold team's going out in the field, so they got out of it. This one popped up in the infield. Jackson over. Now the third baseman coming over to make the catch, Carly Overly, for the second out of the inning.
I don't think it was on 3 outs. I think 28 is the amount where we turn around and let the other team bat.
Why 28?
Well, it says 4-0, but it's not.
Like, why not 10?
Let's go get some good swings on the in the batter's box here, boys. Let's go take some good hacks.
2 outs here in the inning, and Callie Dillard is at the plate. That's a good first pitch across from Kenzie Jackson. It's 0-1.
You're going to have Goose come up here. I'm going to go fix this. We can come back. We
Just
got time.
Myself.
We got 40 minutes for 28 runs. Let's go. One at a time, boys.
It's 0-1 here to Dillard. She had an RBI single her last time up. This one down the line, but foul almost into the dugout of the Tigerettes.
I know the people at home are sick of us talking about this, but we call a lot of baseball and softball. This is really entertaining. It's
not to say that this is not entertaining.
No, it is. It's just
entertaining.
This is totally different. We're gonna go put the camera over there after this one ends.
It's the ADD, ADHD kicking in. 0-2 here. And a good change-up swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Kenzie Jackson. 8 of them on the day for the freshman, and strands the runner over at first. We're through 5. 5-0 lead for the Tigerettes, heading to 6. You're watching the high school softball game of the week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Livingston Regional Hospital is Livingston's hometown hospital. Located at 315 Oak Street, Livingston Regional Hospital provides compassionate, quality care for all patients from local people you can trust, so you can count on them to treat you like family. Their excellent staff offers years of experience and training to meet the needs of all patients. They understand the importance of providing care in a professional and comforting manner. They're proud to partner with Livingston Academy Athletics through the LRH Sports Medicine Team. Livingston Regional Hospital is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Tee Up is the Upper Cumberland's brand new indoor golfing experience. With 3 state-of-the-art simulators, you can work on some of the world's best courses, all in the comfort of their climate-controlled facility. You want to know how you can improve? See everything from club speed to spin rate in seconds. Conveniently located at 141 4th Street in Baxter. Stop in. Visit them online at teeupgolfclub.com or call them at 931-559-GOLF to reserve your simulator today. Tee Up is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Welcome back to Crump Harris Park. The Gordonsville Tigerettes leading Stone Memorial 5-0. And we're getting into the final few innings of the ball game here in the 6th now, with Stone Memorial coming back to the plate. It's 9-1 and 2 due up. Alexis Jackson, Ashley Winberg, and Camden Holbrook. Kaylee Plumley still in the circle for the Tigerettes. Turning to bunt is Jackson, then thought about swinging, misses low, and it's 1-0.
Well, you know what she's done in the circle on the other side? She's given her team a chance. I mean, holding this to 5-0, a couple of leadoff walks. She's been able to work around them. Been really solid on the other side. The problem is Kaylee Plumley's been as good as we've ever seen her be, which is really saying something through 5 innings.
It's the first time, I believe, that she's been behind 2-0 here. Rolled that one in, didn't quite cleanly come out. The 9 batter in Jackson struck out her first time up. Swings at this one. It's a foul ball and 2-1. I tell you what, though, from a broadcaster's perspective, really easy for me to say, really enjoy it out here in the outfield. The vantage point.
Well, the chain link fence, I know, disrupts some of the viewing experience for folks at home, so we're hoping to change that up just a little bit. We've been talking about setting up out here for a while.
2-1. Right side, that one is through, and Jackson able to reach over at first.
That's a good softball player. I mean, that is a really nice piece of hitting. Just slap it. Don't try to do too much down the line into right field, and all of a sudden Stone with a leadoff base runner. I mean, they have hung around tonight. And a run or two would make it pretty interesting here.
Alexis Jackson finds her first hit, the 9 batter in the lineup for the Lady Panthers. Back to the top we go. Wittenberg, the leadoff batter at the plate, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts and a runner on first.
How about that at your 9-hole, too, to be able to get a straight-up base hit?
And just kind of slapped it up that right side and able to get through between first and second. That bunt fouled off. And it's 0-1. Red team's making a charge. They got 10 runs across already, I think. We really don't know.
This is the weirdest scoreboard I've ever seen in my life. There's 82 numbers.
I'll tell you what, there's probably another kid up doing the scoreboard, so who knows what the actual score is. That one swung on and missed, and it's 0-2 to Wittenberg.
I think it's 11-0, actually, not 28. I don't know what's going on with the numbers up top. Then maybe the players who are at the plate. That would actually make more sense.
It's
still 11-0
you are,
at the end of the first
yeah,
inning.
we were looking at the completely wrong thing.
The ball here.
It's 11-1.
It's 11-1 now,
Yep.
right? It's
11-1, not 28-0. The count here, I really don't know. It's a 2-strike count. I know that on Wittenberg.
1 and
2. There you go. We're getting distracted. You can't put us at a plate where there's like 7 fields.
We're commentators. We want to commentate what's going on. We can't help it.
They got a runner on third, too. It's a 1-2 count here to Wittenberg. That one's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kaylee Plumley, she's working on 13 strikeouts right now. Comes the 2-2. That one's outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Ashley Winberg, who was behind 0-2. Runner on first is Alexis Jackson. Led it off with a single through to right field. Winberg trying to find her way on. Here's the payoff. Check swing. Called strike 3 anyways, and it's 14 strikeouts on the day for Kaylee Plumley in the first out of the inning here in the 6th. Stepping in now is Camden Holbrook. That one gets away from Stewart, but staying over at first will be Jackson. And the count 1-0. Holbrook 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts so far. Mentioned Goose is out here today. He'll have full game story, photos coming to the website afterwards. He'll be busy this week, as will we. This one swung on late down the line and almost killed someone. And she didn't even know it. I mean, it was right behind her. Fortunately, it did not. And it's just a foul ball for a strike. And a 1-1 count. You're right over there.
Almost killed someone.
I mean,
she didn't know it.
It wouldn't have felt good.
Did not flinch. I don't know.
It would have been right to the back of the head. Here's the 1-1. And that's right in the elbow. That also doesn't feel good. That's a hit by pitch, and Camden Holbrook finds her way aboard. It's turned into a one-man broadcast. Alexis Jackson moves up to second base, and now runners on first and second after the hit by pitch. 1 out here in the inning. And Kenzie Jackson is coming to the plate here for Stone Memorial. She ripped a double her last time up. She's 1 for 2. And we'll step in here with 1 out.
I still am chuckling at the fact that we thought the pitch count and the number at the plate was the score. And then the hyperbole of almost killed someone is what really triggered it. But this is a huge opportunity for Stone Memorial. Talking about Jackson at the plate, the way she's been at this in the circle in this game. If she can put a charge into something here, all of a sudden Stone's going to have a ton of momentum with 5 outs left to go for them offensively.
Here's 1-0. Swing and a miss, and Jackson was trying to get 3 of them back right there.
Absolutely was. I mean, that was a healthy cut. But when she needs it, that's Kaylee Plumley's pitch. She's going to rip that rise ball. And when gets in a little bit of trouble, you know she knows you can hit that fastball, but her rise ball at its best is nearly untouchable.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runners on first and second for the Panthers. That one's upstairs, and it's now 2-1. The runners that got on was the kind of slap hit single for Alexis Jackson through to right field. She stands on second base. A 2-1 count here to Kenzie Jackson. And then the hit by pitch to Holbrook. Strikeout in between for the first out of the inning. Here comes the 2-1. Called strike on the outside corner, 2-2.
Yeah, this is hunker down time. You got 1 out on the ledger. You want, if you're going to get out, you need it to be productive. Put something in the air, advance the runners over into scoring position, trying to avoid becoming another strikeout victim.
Plumley ready. 2-2. Swing and a miss, and that is a big strikeout, number 15 in the second out of the inning here in the 6th.
Yeah, when I say that, that's conventional wisdom, and it's true. You just try to put it in play. Kaylee Plumley breaks conventional wisdom. I mean, that's just the hardest fastball in the Upper Cumberland, in the state. Probably the highest velo, maybe one other player that can compete with pure velocity, but when it comes to the stuff, she's a 1 of 1. You see it again.
Cadence Cox steps in for the 3rd time today. She hit that line out blooper, or soft liner, I should say, to Roberts her last time up. She was trying to park that one and swings right through on the rise ball. It's 0-1 here to Cadence Cox, and again, this has been the best opportunity of the day with the exception of that last time Kenzie Jackson came through in the 3rd. This one swung on right side. Dillard there at first, but it's a foul ball. And strike 2.
Unfortunate because that was going to be out number 3. And unfortunately for Stone, now it's another 2-strike count for Kaylee Plumley, who's not going to be able to get to double digits tonight, but can get pretty darn close.
It is 11-2, by the way, now.
Yeah, look at the team
Not
red.
28.
It's not 28.
Nope, not 28. That one's upstairs, and 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Cadence Cox.
15 punch-outs or 16?
15 right
yeah,
now.
So she can't get to 20, which is
Can get to 19.
a ridiculous sentence to say, but it's true.
Unless it's a drop third. That's the only way. This is upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
On behalf of Bailey Stewart, I'm highly offended that you would even say she.
It would be really,
Have the drop
really
third
tough.
strike.
I'm just saying technically it is possible. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Cox. Plumlee brings it home. Outside, 3-2.
And Cadence Cox, really, in all her ABs, she's been able to work count. She's been behind a couple of times, taking pitches, hasn't offered at that high rise ball. That time, fastball low, lays off. So it's tough to get it in play, but she's battling.
It's another full count. Plumlee got a strikeout her last time with it. Here is the payoff, and she hit her. It's going to load the bases. It's the second hit batter in the inning. And Brianna Looper will come to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the 6th.
And really, with the way Jackson is thrown on the other side, she's earned the right for this inning to happen, for her team to make it interesting. We'll see if they're able to capitalize for runs. Certainly, they need several of them down 5-0. But now a little bit of pressure for a Stone team that has hung tough today. And now a little bit of blips for Plumlee after cruising through the first 5 frames.
Coach Bush is out of the dugout having a conversation with Kaylee Plumlee and Brianna Stewart. Sorry, Bailey Stewart. Brianna Looper is coming to the plate for the Stone Memorial Lady Panthers here with the bases loaded and 2 outs. It's the best opportunity of the day for the Lady Panthers. Can they cash in? Down 5-0. Those 5 runs all came across in the 3rd, and you mentioned it. Kenzie Jackson, outside of that 1 inning, has been really good.
It certainly has, and remember, Looper's the one who got that bunt down back in the 1st or 2nd inning, pardon me.
Well, imagine she won't be bunting here.
But she has put it in play already.
First pitch to her, swinging, and a foul tip. It's 0-1.
And I wonder if this is a spot where Coach Bush says, hey, rely on your velo. Let's get back to the basics, get those fastballs across. She hits it, but take your chances here and see if you can fire something through.
Got a pretty good defense behind her as well. Head 0-1 with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And now 0-2 to Brianna Looper at the plate.
Really, it's one of the more impressive things for Stone in this inning. There's been a lot of 0-2 counts, and they've been able to work through and still put traffic on the base paths.
Yeah, gotten to a couple of full counts even after being behind 0-2. Ashley Wittenberg did, so did Cadence Cox. It's 0-2 here to Looper. Plumlee rocks and delivers. Swing and a miss. It's 16 strikeouts for Kaylee Plumlee, and she strands 3 runners in the process in the 6th inning. We head to the bottom of 6. The Tigerettes come to the plate looking for insurance. You're watching the high school softball game of the week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network.
Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They're also proud to sponsor the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Amanette's Eagle Auction and Realty is proud to present an online-only auction featuring a recreational paradise in Albany, Kentucky. This piece of land has 67 acres full of wildlife, including deer and turkey, right off of Highway 127. You can bid on this home at eagleauctions.com or call 931-526-5335 for more information. Bidding on this online-only auction ends Thursday, May 1st at 10 a.m. Amanette's Eagle Auction and Realty is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
It's a 5-0 lead for the Gordonsville Tigerettes as they're looking for insurance here in the bottom of the 6th. Coming to the plate for them will be 9-1-2. Camry Johnson, then back to the top. Kat Johnson and Kaylee Plumlee. Kenzie Jackson is looking for another 0 here on the board. She's been really, really solid. Outside of that 3rd inning, it's been clean. She's got 8 strikeouts. The one number that really sticks out, the 7 walks, has been an issue. And really only gave up the hits there in that 3rd inning as well. 4 hits in that 3rd inning. Hadn't allowed any hits outside of that.
Yeah, she's really battled in. She's been able to make good pitches. But again, that 1 inning, this is a Gordonsville team. With Plumlee in the circle, you just don't have the margin for error for 1 inning.
1-1 count here to Camry Johnson now as that one is fouled off into the net. It's 11-2 over at between Gold and Red.
But Gold back at the plate. 33 minutes to go.
It's an issue for Red.
It is an issue. We're looking for strikes.
It's a 1-1 count here to Cameron Johnson. She's got a double today. She also struck out her last time up. She's 1 for 2 and a run scored. Tigerettes making noise in their dugout. They're looking for the insurance. They know how big that could be. 1-2, and obviously you still feel pretty comfortable coming up in the top of the 7th no matter what with Kaylee Plumley in the circle.
Gordonsville wants a 5 spot. I mean, that's what they're always hunting for. They want to get out of here. Stone got to get back to the bats, want to keep it right where it is at 5-0.
Here's the 1-2. Change up, got her to swing through, and Kenzie Jackson has back-to-back Ks going back to the last inning, and now 9 on the day.
It's been Jackson's best pitch. When she's needed it, she'll be able to pull the string on it, and Gordonsville hadn't even come close to timing it up the few times that she's thrown it tonight.
It's the first out of the inning, and back to the top of the lineup we go. Kat Johnson to the plate.
First time in a while she got the leadoff batter out.
Kat Johnson, she has not gotten her out yet. 3 walks on the day, swings at this one, flares it out to right, and a foul ball. And it's an 0-1 count now to Kat Johnson. And for Johnson, 3 straight 3-1 counts, 3 walks on the day. So the first time it's been 0-1 here to Johnson. Johnson will step in. Here comes the 0-1. That one fouled off, and it's 0-2. 1 gone in the inning. And again, Jackson looking to put a 0 up on the scoreboard. Jackson ready to go. Here's the 0-2. Change up again. Hit left side of the infield. Third baseman there. Throw to first in time for the second out of the inning. And a nice play over at the hot corner by the third baseman, Carly Overly. So 2 up, 2 down. And now it's Kaylee Plumley to the plate for the 4th time today. She's got a walk, an RBI single, and a run scored. Well, her courtesy runner scored, I should say. She struck out her last time up. 2 away in the inning, and Kenzie Jackson trying to go 3 up, 3 down for the 2nd time today. It's 1-0. That one, kind of a sawed-off swing. Wittenberg's got it. Throw to first is there, and it is 3 up, 3 down by Kenzie Jackson in the Stone Memorial defense. But it's their final chance coming up in the top of the 7th. This is the high school softball game of the week presented by Gentry's Power Equipment on the Watson Chevy UCR Media Network. Watson Chevrolet is proud to present the area's best selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Watson Chevy's staff of experts are ready to get you into your next vehicle with unmatched service and knowledge. Stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway and test drive the all-new Chevy Trax or Silverado today. And remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye. Watson Chevy is proud to be the presenting sponsor of the UCR Media Network.
The Quality Family, a local company supporting and caring for our local communities. The Quality Family offers services to get you back to the game. From bracing to oxygen and everything in between, we can meet your medical equipment needs with Buckeye Home Medical Equipment. If you have an in-home need for strength and conditioning, for example after a surgery or injury, Quality Home Health is available to provide individualized care while you are on the mend. For those with end-of-life diseases, Quality Hospice is available to provide nurturing care during those difficult times. Choose the Quality family of services for care within your community. Visit thequalityfamily.com to navigate all we have to offer you.
Welcome back. Is this considered South Carthage here? I guess we're across the river still, but
it is. Barely.
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 Then my phone said South Carthage.
I know you don't know.
I don't want to make anybody mad.
You don't. That would never happen.
But it is Gordonsville.
It's Carthage. I mean, this is
okay. It is Carthage.
We're
It's in Smith
Paris
County.
Park. Yes.
We're at Crump-Paris Park. The Gordonsville Tigerettes lead 5-0 in the top of the 7th. Last chance here for Stone Memorial. 6, 7, and 8 due up for him. There's a swing and a miss by Carly Overly. Made a nice play over at third base. She leads it off here in the 7th. As again, their final chance to try to get some runs on the board. They need 5 to extend it at least to the bottom of the 7th.
Kaylee Plumlee's been sensational, so that's a lot easier said than done. Starts with 1, though, if you're the Lady Panthers.
Here's the 0-1, and it's now 0-2, and Plumlee sitting on 16 strikeouts today. She did hit a couple of batters in that last inning. The first time we've really seen the lack of control in the ballgame.
And yet still has 16 punch-outs and a shutout working here against a 14-3 Stone Memorial Lady Panther squad.
Yeah, we mentioned Stone Memorial 14-3 on the season. They've played some great softball. They are coming off of a loss, so this would be the first time that they've lost 2 games in a row. They lost yesterday to Livingston Academy. That one gets away from Plumlee, and the count now 1-2. For Gordonsville, they're 27-1. They have not lost in a very long time. Their only loss to Coffee County, which they avenged last Tuesday, beat them 7-0. One and two here to Overley. And that one fouled off. We'll try it again. I mentioned Stone Memorial. Their 3 losses. Lost to Livingston 5-4 on Monday. 6-5 to DeKalb County back on April 4th. And before that, 3-2 to White County. So their 3 previous losses, all by 1 run in district play. There's the 1-2 again. Swing and a miss. It's 17 of them for Kaylee Plumlee in the first out of the inning here in the 7th.
Yeah, and that was just off balance, and that's a result of seeing her a couple of times and her ability to keep you off balance, mixing up the pitches. You got to sit and guess something that time. Sitting on the fastball, it was a lot slower than a fastball for Plumlee.
Ava Worsham will step in. The first baseman for the Lady Panthers has struck out a couple of times as she steps in for the 3rd time today here in the top of the 7th. Lady Panthers down to their final 2 outs here on the final day of the regular season. Swing and a miss on the rise ball, 0-1.
This game's about to be over. She just has complete command in the circle, you can tell. And Stone trying to chase a little bit, down 5-0. You understand it, but Kaylee Plumlee will make you pay.
Tigerettes just 1 loss this season to a good Coffee County team. And again, they got it back as the count goes to 1-1. They've played a really good schedule this year. I mean, they've played a lot of 4A teams, some out-of-state teams in there. They're trying to really set themselves up for success in the postseason again. This one's fouled off, and it's 1-2. They've won the last 2 state championships, beating Eagleville a couple of years ago in a great ball game. Last year, run rule victory against Joe Burns, which has kind of turned into a rival here in these last few years.
Yeah, Joe Burns has been one of the only teams that can really has shown an ability to compete with this Gordonsville team fairly consistently.
There's the 1-2. And popped up and out of play, and we'll try it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes in, and I will say for Stone Memorial, they have battled even when they've gotten behind here 0-2, and that is not easy to do against Kaylee Plumlee because she's got so many put-away pitches.
It's a good Stone team, and with Jackson in the circle, they're going to have a chance. My goodness, that 7 AAA tournament has some really nice arms, and it's going to be an exciting few days of softball as really 5 capable teams battle for 2 spots.
Another fouled off pitch, and it's still 1-2 to Ava Worsham at the plate.
And she's battling, not going quietly against Plumlee. Is it time for 18 here?
Trying to put her away for the 2nd out of the inning. Lefty a long look in, finally gets the sign from Stewart. Here's the pitch. Swings at the rise ball, and it is strikeout number 18 and 2 outs down in the inning. And it's Gracie Pham, the final chance here for the Lady Panthers to keep it alive.
It is simply ridiculous that we sit here and go, oh yeah, Kaylee Plumlee just had her 18th strikeout. They play 7 innings. Max is 21 besides a drop 3rd strike. She has 18, and it's just another day at the ballpark for Kaylee Plumlee. It's truly sensational.
The only other outs, a line out, a soft line out. As that one's in there for a strike, it's 0-1.
And that little ground out that she was able to run down on the bunt. Yep. It's impressive. I mean, enjoy it. Absolutely enjoy the show.
That one's upstairs, and 1-1 now on Gracie Pham. She's got a couple of strikeouts so far. A lot of success here in the 7-8 or 6, 7, and 8 spot for Kaylee Plumlee. The 1-1, and it's 1-2. If she's able to get the strikeout, it would be 6 strikeouts to 7 and 8 here in the lineup.
Close your eyes and swing as hard as you can.
Yep. The 1-2, strike three swinging. It's 19 Ks on the day, and the Gordonsville Tigerettes get the job done. A 5-0 winner against Stone Memorial in the final game of the regular season.
Credit Stone Memorial. They came on the road. They played a solid softball game tonight, giving up just 5 runs to this explosive Tigerettes team. But once again, it's Kaylee Plumlee's day, showing why she's the top softball player in the state, one of the top in the entire country. She does it again today. Pure dominance. The control was there for Plumlee today, and she mowed through a really good lineup.
Final line for Kaylee Plumlee in a 5-0 victory over Stone Memorial. 7 innings, 2 hits allowed, no runs, no walks, 19 strikeouts on 107 pitches. On the other side, the freshman Kenzie Jackson was also really good. 6 innings of work, 4 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 7 walks, and 9 strikeouts for her. The 5-0 victory aided by 4 hits for the Gordonsville Tigerettes today. Again, just 4 hits and still able to get the job done. 1 for 3 from Plumlee. She drove in a run. Stewart drove in a run as well. Callie Diller driving in 1, and so did Kaylin Roberts and Laura Thompson. A 5-0 victory for the Gordonsville Tigerettes. They improved to 28-1 to finish out the regular season. Stone Memorial loses a couple of games here in the final week of the regular season. They're 14-4 going into the 7 AAA district tournament. The Tigerettes going into the 7 single-A district tournament. Coming up next for us, nothing tomorrow. We've got a lot of games coming up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday from the 7 AAA baseball tournament in Baxter. Should be a fun one. And word from Goose, that last strikeout, her 1,530th career strikeout to end the ball game. It's a lot of strikeouts.
She's the greatest to ever do it in the Upper Cumberland on a softball diamond.
Make sure you tune in coming up 4 o'clock on Thursday. 7 AAA baseball tournament action. It's a doubleheader Thursday, 4 and 7. Doubleheader Friday, 4 and 7. Tripleheader on Saturday, 10, 2:30,
12:30.
12:30.
3.
3. There you go. Weather pending, of course, for all of those games. We do have some storms coming in overnight tonight and coming up for tomorrow. We appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed it here in the outfield. I know we did, but that's going to do it for us tonight. Michael Lindsay was out here today, so tune in to UpperCumberlandReporter.com for the game story, photos coming up afterwards, and everything else. For Noah McKay, I'm Jacob Vinson saying so long from Paris Park. The Gordonsville Tigerettes win the final game of the regular season against Stone Memorial 5-0.